oh my God, my armpits are in flames. I have some kind, I got special armpits. What can I say? What is up, guys? Welcome back. So today is a video that I have been building up to for a few weeks now, ever since Drunk Elephant announced that they were going to launch a hair care and body care line. I already knew that they were going to be getting my money, if for no other reason than the fact that I just needed to know and I needed to tell you guys, because Drunk Elephant is a skincare brand that, of course, I have come to very much rely on to have good ingredients, no essential oils, no fragrances, nothing crazy. Not all of their products work for me, but some of my holy grails are also from Drunk Elephant. So this is what I bought. Drunk Elephant and Chris McMillan, this is kind of a partnership, Coco Mino Glossing Shampoo. I got the Coco Mina Marula Cream Conditioner. I got the Camille Cream Body Cleanser. I got the Sealy Body Lotion. And I also picked up their Sweet Pity, get it, deodorant cream. So we're going to go through all of these. I'm going to give you my thoughts on each individual one. And then at the end, I'm also going to give you guys a really quick rundown of my actual hair styling routine. Typically, there's been no styling that happened today other than putting it up in a scrunchie, but I just don't want to misrepresent any of my hairstyles that you see on me in any of my videos and lead you to believe that they come from just using any of these products. There's a few more products that I have to thank for any kind of cooperation that I get from my hair. So all that said, guys, you will know whether or not these things are worth your money, at least in my opinion, by the end of this video. Let's go ahead and jump in. You might be like, wow, Kackie, it's kind of a little less styling than you typically do with your hair before a video. Part of me is really, really lazy and just didn't feel like wrestling with it today, but also the other part of me is kind of approaching it the way that I approach a skincare video, in the sense that I don't wear makeup when I do my skincare routine videos because I kind of want you guys to see what I'm working with, and that's how I feel with my hair today. I will pull it down at one point and sort of show you what I feel like are the general results on my completely unstyled hair, and then we'll also kind of talk about how it affects the rest of my styling routine. So first of all, price-wise, I thought this was a really fair price for these products. I am a licensed hairstylist, licensed cosmetologist. I haven't done hair in like 10 years, but I do still only use salon quality stuff. And I do feel like who they were kind of coming for here was like the Briogeo or the Aquas of the world. And I feel like these are really, really fairly priced for how much product you get. So the shampoo and the conditioner are $25 each, and you get 8 ounces of each one. The other two bottles, the body lotion and the body cleanser, are $20 each, and you get obviously 8 ounces of those as well. And then the deodorant, I feel like, is a little expensive. You get 2 ounces of this and it's $16. But we will break each one down individually and I'll let you know whether I think that they're worth those individual prices. So let's start with the shampoo, because that is kind of the way that your routine goes, right? I go shampoo, conditioner, body wash, body lotion, deodorant. So the Coco Mino Glossing Shampoo. The first thing that I want to say about this is I assumed that there would be no fragrance to this, and there is no added fragrance to this, but you guys know most clean beauty brands get away with fragrance by making it an item or an ingredient that serves a health purpose for your skin or your hair or whatever. It's like a beneficial oil or something, and it also happens to smell nice. So before you go and spend your money on this, make sure you like the smell of sweet almond oil, because that's what they all smell like. They do contain coconut, both coconut alkanes and capryl triglyceride, which is often derived from coconut. The preservative in these is phenoxyethanol. The callouts here are sacha, inchi, and panthenol, coconut amino acid blend, so obviously they're not shying away from there being coconut in here. And I do like that they list the pH of any of these on the front. I am not good at that stuff. I'll put the pH of your body on here, and then, you know, if you want to see the acid-base scale or whatever, but that stuff just never stuck in my brain for whatever reason, so I'm just gonna trust them on that. So, the performance of this. First of all, it is clear. I wish I could I'll just pour it into the cap for you. Can you see that? Ooh. So, it's clear, and it's very, very thin. What does that mean? It means that in practicality, it's super concentrated. That's at least been my experience with it. I have used a lot of shampoos across the board, obviously we all have, but you know that drugstore shampoo or even salon luxury shampoo feeling sometimes where it's opaque and it's kind of pearlescent and it has this body to it, you know, it has that like almost lotiony feel to it that is just sort of heavy and viscous. A lot of that is additives that make it feel that way that aren't necessarily doing anything for the health of your hair. They're just kind of fortifying the overall formula and the experience of it. And because that's just common, we're not used to dealing with shampoos that are thin, but I will say you hardly have to use any of this shampoo because it is so highly concentrated. I put about, I would guess, a teaspoon. I wash my hair twice every time, but each time I use about a teaspoon of product, possibly less, guys. I have super thin hair, super fine hair, but that has absolutely no trouble sudsing up and getting all of my hair emulsified and feeling really, really like luxurious and like a regular shampoo experience. There's nothing weird about these. There's nothing where you feel like you're compromising because they're clean beauty or clean at Sephora, but that thin formula does translate into getting more bang for your buck at the end of the day. 8 ounces is a good amount of products, but I feel like I get more out of those 8 ounces than I do like the 8 ounces of Aquas, just because I feel like it's actually more concentrated. As far as how I feel like it does on my hair, I have really, really naturally dry hair and I'm growing out my highlights. Let's go ahead and take this down. Growing out my highlights. And I consider myself to have what I would call kind of an unfortunate texture of hair. I'll go ahead and explain why, because, you know, I've got myself all made up and everything. You're probably looking at it like, oh, Kackie, it's not that bad. The thing about my hair is that you can't convince it to stay any one way. You can straighten it out really easily. It has natural curl and it curls with some coddling and some convincing and some product and some babysitting and it just being the right alignment of the stars, it will have like a nice curl to it, especially because the texture of the regrowth is very different from the texture of all of this that's just been highlighted to death, essentially chemically burned. So they look very, very different in terms of curl pattern. But if my hair is straight, humidity or anything will put a curl or a kink in it, and if my hair is curly, naturally curly, I can run my hand through it and it won't spring back. The opposite of that is if you have coarse hair, and coarse is not an insult. Coarse means that the diameter of your hair is large. So if it were under a microscope underneath mine, you saw a cross section, mine would be like this and yours would be like this. It's stronger hair. That kind of hair, if it has a really strong curl pattern, yes, it requires a ton of heat in order to get it to straighten out or obey any kind of styling. But once you've applied that heat, which it can tolerate and mine cannot, it will hold that style so much longer, like through sleep, through humidity, through what have you. And mine just won't. Mine literally just won't. It will just bend to the whim of whatever the atmosphere is like in a room or if I walk outside. And so that's always the frustration around my hair. I get a lot of comments whenever I wear my hair curly. People are like, you should just let it do that. I'm like, it's not a let it do that thing. It is an absolutely like persuade it, pray over it, make it some promises. It's not a reasonable process. I don't think that my hair is reasonable. And so it is so much easier to just straighten it out, but I do end up scraping it back in a ponytail most of the time or like a low bun because it's just so frustratingly easily persuaded by whim. That's what we're dealing with. The big change here, I feel like, while these ends just need to go, I did just cut them, but like I can't afford to lose much more right now, but they do eventually completely need to go. I feel like even this part of my hair has benefited from this shampoo. The shampoo just doesn't over dry my hair. Even after I do just the shampoo and I haven't done the conditioner yet, I can still run my hands through my hair, which I can do with Aquas, but I cannot do with Function of Beauty. It still gives you that kind of like tight, clung together feeling until you put conditioner on it. Suffice it to say, I was very pleased by the balancing element of the shampoo and how I feel like it just made it so that my new growth isn't like oily greasy, but it also helped the blonde to just be a little bit healthier and a little bit more, I don't know, like sealed down, less frizzy. Does that make sense? And I also get comments a lot of times about silicones being in hair products. I just kind of want to clear that up real quick. Silicones used to be this thing that we like never wanted in our hair products. And I was of that thinking for a long time because again, I was a hairstylist during a certain period of time. The industry's come a really long way since then, and we used to associate silicones with Dove or Pantene, you know, just cheap drugstore, like very overly fortified conditioners that were compensating for the fact that they were using really harsh surfactants in their shampoos. And we would end up having to deal with people who had been using these products for years and years and years, and we would have to like break the news to them that like their hair wasn't salvageable. We would end up having to cut inches off because you literally couldn't get a comb through it because it had just been so racked to death by that like drying and an oversaturation of silicones, like seesaw process for like years on end if their hair was like halfway down their back. So that was kind of the overall identity that we had applied to silicones and hair products to begin with. Now, like I said, it's come a long way. We have a lot of water soluble silicones and silicones that rinse clean from your hair. And for the purposes of styling and getting your hair to do what you want it to do, those are incredibly useful. I've gotten comments that are like, that's not real moisturization for your hair. It's a lie. It's a trick, you know, and that's not true, because as long as you are dealing with, you know, salon quality products that do have silicones that will rinse clean, you honestly don't have any other option for some types of hair. Like for this hair, for example, that has been bleached many, many, many times. Like I said, it is technically chemically burned right at the ends, like not in a horrible way, but it's not reparable. Your hair is dead. There's no way to reform those broken bonds. There's no way to heal your hair. And so when you say that's not real moisture, you're never gonna get real moisture on that hair. That hair is, it's fried, you know? And so you have to use something that's the next best thing, which is a smoothing product, which is going to give you the illusion of your hair being healthy until you can cut that hair off. And sometimes that's people's entire head, and that's totally fine. It's totally fine if like that's the aesthetic that you're looking for, is really, really bright blonde hair. A lot of times you're going to sacrifice some health. Obviously there are ways to mitigate that, Olaplex and things like that, but sometimes things just happen, okay? And it's not any of our faults. And so those silicone products, serums and smoothing agents and things like that, they do a really, really good job of getting your hair to behave. They can be the difference between your hair looking healthy or being completely unmanageable. And I don't think there's any problem with that as long as it's not building up on your hair over time and like suffocating it. So products have come a long way since then. Silicones are not all created equal in hair products. Okay, let's talk about this conditioner. So again, we have marula butter and coconut amino acid blend, coconut and everything. So pH of 3.6, and this one doesn't appear to have phenoxyethanol in it. I am not sure what all of the preservatives are. I'm not familiar enough with all of these things to be able to tell you like this is the preservative, but I don't see phenoxyethanol in here. So this is also the Drunk Elephant and Chris McMillan Moisturize and Repair Conditioner. I found this to be so lovely. So lovely. This combination together, the fact that I can still get my fingers through my hair after this, but then this, it's just quenching in a way that's not overwhelming. Granted, if you have a tendency towards an oily scalp, they have a scalp exfoliator similar to the one from Briogeo. I'm assuming. I did not buy that. I don't really have scalp buildup issues. Also, you can always just use this on your mid-shaft ends and not let it touch your scalp. Like I said, I have two kind of different textures of hair on my head, and so I do concentrate this mostly on my ends because my new growth doesn't need a whole lot of extra conditioning. It's pretty healthy, it's pretty happy. So yes, I found this to meet the promises, the claims. It's very hydrating, it's very moisturizing, and I do feel like my hair is different. I felt like it was time to make the video and give you guys my thoughts on it because I felt like I had reached the point where this had taken effect over, you know, a handful of uses, a couple of weeks of using it, and I feel like my hair is different. My hair is bouncier, my hair is more moisturized, my hair is happier, and more than anything, it's more balanced. I don't have oily scalp, okay mid-shaft, and then like super, super dry ends. I'm not completely overcompensating with styling products. I really, really do recommend these. I think they're really great. The shampoo really does get my hair clean, cleaner than Aqua's does, and it doesn't dry my hair out the way that Function of Beauty does. And Function of Beauty's conditioner, Aqua's doesn't have a conditioner, but the Function of Beauty conditioner does really break my skin out if I use it kind of too many days in a row. I haven't experienced that with this, but I also have been extremely diligent about tying my hair up when I have conditioner in it. I don't know if you guys know this, but I suffer from, I don't know whether it's KP or what, but yes, like little annoying milia all over my shoulders and my neck. And sometimes if I use something that has, I don't know what the ingredient is, something in hair masks really frustrates my neck and gives me like cystic acne. And so that didn't happen with these. Very happy so far. And I can go without dry shampoo or anything like that about 2 days before I have to just start, you know, really spraying myself. But yeah, I just feel like my hair's shiny. It's shiny and it's bouncy and it's happy. And even when it's curly, it curls better than it did before, just in like a more predictable, moisturized, even balanced kind of way. And I just haven't experienced that in a while. I've been on the clean beauty train for a while now and kind of trying to figure out how to do my hair care routine for a long time. And I finally feel like I found my hair care routine. Like, get my hair clean, condition my hair, move on. It doesn't need to be that big of a deal, and this isn't a big deal. It's just a solution and it makes me happy. Moving on to the body wash and the lotion. Now, I do want to say I have super outrageously like temperamental sensitive skin. Something about this body wash made me very itchy the first time that I used it, and then I tried it a couple more times and it wasn't as bad the subsequent times, but I definitely think that this is my least favorite out of the entire situation. The whole collection, it does leave my skin feeling kind of dry. I prefer something that's just a little bit more nourishing. Okay, so I talk about the shampoo that I don't feel like I need the conditioner to then save my hair because it's so dry and stuck together. I feel like I need the lotion to save my skin right when I get out of the shower because I feel like this dried my skin out so much. Not like crazy, but like not what I want. You know, for a body wash, we have lots of options out there, and I just felt like this didn't really do it for me, and I've already moved on from this. I just didn't like it very much. I mean, these are both, let's see, we have passion fruit oil amino acid blend. The pH is 5.0 on the cleanser. And then we have a pH of 4.2 marula butter, 5 ceramide blend on the Sealy body lotion. And for all of its ingredients and everything like that, I do really like marula oil. My skin really likes marula oil. I think I will continue using this and probably repurchase it just because it is a really nice body lotion that, you know, sinks into my skin really easily. I'll show you. And I don't mind the smell. Just smell it first, you know? Decide whether you like that. But it's nice. It's a very straightforward, again, there's nothing about this that feels weird, doesn't feel like a clean beauty, like, what is this? Oh, you know? The smell is kind of mild, it's sort of nutty, you know? I don't know if you can see that. My skin's pretty dry all the time, but I put this all over. It feels really nice, soaks in quickly, and the smell doesn't really linger too badly. But like, hell yes, hell no. Yeah, sure, you know, if you're into it, absolutely, pretty darn good. So I want to talk about the kind of sneaky, awesome little underdog winner of this whole situation. And I want to start by saying, you guys know how I feel about deodorant, okay? I don't wear it because I would rather stink than smell like the weird chemical reaction between body odor and deodorant that is become all too familiar to me. I just get so frustrated with it, especially a scented deodorant. Typically, it is something that I try 3 or 4 times, give it a week maybe, you know, to try and condition my armpits or whatever, and then I end up pitching it. I had, until I decluttered, the biggest graveyard of just dead deodorants, and it was really funny because my husband ran out of his deodorant, bless his heart, and he accidentally used Vapor Rub one time during the quarantine because he thought, oh, it's, you know, some natural one that Kackie's got lying around, and he put it on and he was like, oh my God, my armpits are in flames. After that, he came to me with his tail between his legs and he was like, do you have any deodorants? And I was like, I have some unisex deodorants that you can try that, you know, companies have sent me or that I have bought. And he ended up going with the Explore Naturals in the Sea Sage, and it's absolutely lovely and he likes it a lot and he's very, very grateful. But that one didn't work for me long term either, just because I have some kind of, I got special armpits. What can I say? All that to say, guys, understand what a rare endorsement this is. This works. This is the Drunk Elephant Sweet Pity Deodorant Soothe and Deodorize Mandelic Acid Arrowroot pH 4.0. This also smells like sweet almond oil, but again, even as I put this stuff on and, you know, sitting here, the smell doesn't linger. I'm exaggerating. It's just more of whether you prefer that as like the experience that you're having. So it comes like this, and a little bit goes such a long way. Like you turn this little crank at the bottom and it will pop enough out that you can like pop, pop, pop underneath your arms and rub it all in. You hardly need any of it. And they do recommend in the instructions, it says, only needs to be applied once per day and always to clean, dry skin. I don't know if everybody kind of has preferences on that kind of thing for like the moisturization of their underarms. I followed the instructions on this and I applied it only when my armpits were completely dry, and I have had great results. Like, great results. Like, I'm shocked, guys. It's 93 degrees outside right now and humid as a by God. It is already like summertime in Austin, and I was outside earlier talking on the phone with my mom and my sister. We were all excited about what we were talking about and everything, and I was having like stress sweat moment, and still I don't smell. And it doesn't keep you from sweating. That's not an antiperspirant, and so it doesn't have any aluminum in it or anything like that. I feel like any clean beauty is like wise to that at this point. Why would they do that? And the ingredients are pretty straightforward. It's like starts with water, and then it's basically a collection of oils and absorbent things. I don't know what the science is behind a natural deodorant or why it works, but I will tell you, facts fam, this works. It works. And it's worth $16. I would hardly ever say that about a freaking deodorant, that it was worth $16, but this is $16. Again, you get 2 ounces of it. A little goes a very, very long way. Oh, and all of the expiration on this is a year, and I'm betting a year. So all of these have a shelf life of a year, so you're a-okay to use them all the way up. And I am honestly almost entirely extremely pleased with my purchase. I would say that the body wash is the one thing that I would pass on. The deodorant is, if you're really, I mean, granted, deodorant is one of the most personal things in the world. It's so personal because obviously it has everything to do with your body chemistry and your hormones and everything, and I am not any kind of expert on that. But if you have had similar issues to me, like you're not even that big of a sweater, but you're a stinker, this is actually totally fantastic. I was super, super pleased with it. And I know the longest time everybody was bugging me about doing like a natural deodorants video, and I was at my wit's end because I was like, none of them work. I can't find any that work. I can't make this video because none of them work. And I finally found one that I truly think works, and I have put her to the test, you guys. So those are my thoughts on the Drunk Elephant hair care and body care line, what I actually bought. Now I want to quickly give you guys a rundown on the products that I use in my hair for styling purposes that I feel like help get the job done, especially when I'm trying to wear my hair straight and also with volume. First of all, I'm going to link Leanne's most recent hairstyling video down below because there's honestly no point in me making my own because all I do is just follow hers to a T. I don't have her second blow dryer that is actually like a round brush and also a blow dryer. I just use a round brush and a blow dryer, but I also don't have as much hair as she does. Her hair is like down to her waist. But in order to get volume and to do it really fast and in a way that stays, she's got the method, she's got the process on lock. Just watch that video. It is fantastic, and I've been using it and loving it ever since, and wearing my hair down a lot more as a result. When I get out of the shower, this is the first thing that I put on my hair, and I only put it on those blonde bits. This goes to the exact thing that I was talking about earlier about how if hair is burned chemically, you cannot heal it. You can only put something on it that's going to smooth it in the meantime until it can just grow off. And so this is the Olaplex number 6 Bond Smoother, and is a leave-in reparative styling cream, eliminates frizz, hydrates, and protects. This stuff is unbelievable. First of all, it smells like crack. I don't understand what the smell is, but it's like some kind of hyper concentrated citrus. Oh my God, it smells so good. And it's dangerous because I really, really can't use a lot of it, and I can only use it on the parts that like don't touch my skin because it's so fragranced and it's got something in it that ticks my skin off, and it absolutely will break me out. It's chock full of silicones, but it does rinse clean. But again, this is literally the only thing I have ever found that will calm these just completely dead bits of my hair and get them to behave normally. And that is why I use it. And I'm telling you guys, I use this much of it. It barely takes anything because I don't put it on my whole head. I just put it on like the ratty part of my hair. And I swear it's like that much product. This is going to last me forever. Thank goodness it lasts 24 months. Wouldn't matter, I would keep using it anyway. But Olaplex #1 is the original additive that, you know, a hairdresser will add to your bleach to keep from damaging your hair too much. They also have like a full hair care line at this point. And if you are dealing with just insufferably frizzy, icky hair, but a hair oil is not gonna do it because your hair is too fine, like that's my hair. My hair will get weighed down by anything. This is lightweight enough because it's just all silicone. It's literally all silicone and a phenomenal fragrance. And it absolutely like refortifies my hair in a temporary way that washes away, but it makes it resilient to heat and it makes it behave, which is all I can really hope for those sad little ends. The next thing is actually this from Function of Beauty, Function of Kackie. This is, I guess, my individual hair serum. I'm not totally sure. You could probably get it, you know, scented and colored and all that stuff. I got mine in just clear. I've been working on this for ages. I probably had this for 6 months and I use the tiniest amount and I use it when I get done blow drying my hair, which thanks to Leanne takes 5 freaking minutes. And I use it before I flat iron my ends. Again, I put this kind of in the same areas that are just prone to looking like straw. And a hair serum is different from a hair oil for the same reasons that I just mentioned. It's crazy lightweight. Again, probably very silicone based, and it's going to smooth that hair follicle down where it can't be healed anymore, and it's going to protect it from the heat, and it's just going to, for the wear time, for the lifetime of that particular washing, make that icky hair really behave and look shiny and healthier. And I really, really like this for that reason. I used to use one from Oblifica that I really liked too. It was just their Sea Berry hair serum. Absolutely lovely, but this behaves exactly the same way and isn't fragranced at all. And then finally, another influenced by Leanne. We talked about this, I think, in my empties because this is my official second bottle of this. Order these on Amazon. They're how much? $46 a piece. I use this very, very sparingly, but this is the Orbe Dry Texture Spray. You get 8.5 ounces of it for $46. It's very, very expensive. I will say there are other ones that I like also. I really like the Verb Texture Spray, but I get that at my beauty supply at cost. And so I don't want to go pay full price for it. And that's just so backwards, I know, because full price for it would probably be like $25 or something. And I'm like, no, I'd rather pay double for the different product. Like, I don't know, but it's like, I know I can't get this at cost. So I'm okay paying full price for it and replacing it and not replacing the other ones because I'm like, I can hold out until I can get that at a lower price. It's silly. Those are my mental gymnastics, but regardless, some kind of texture spray to hold the volume once I've gotten it all blown out and cooled and flat iron and everything like that. And this just serves to preserve the lift and build just a little, like the tiniest bit of like micro grit. It's really hard to explain what this does. It just makes your hair more volumized and I really, really like it. It's awesome stuff. So those are like the 3 products that I use as styling products to get my hair to stay any one way that I put it, but I still have what I would consider to be very frustrating hair, very just kind of like fair weather friend, wishy-washy hair. And so take all of my advice with that grain of salt that we might have very, very different textures of hair, but those are the things that work for me. So if you have any additional questions about any of these products, not just the Drunk Elephant line, let me know down in the comments. I will do my best to answer those. Yeah, guys, if this was helpful, do give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you guys did. Ring the little notification bell while you're there so that you can find out every time that I upload, because I upload on undays at whatever time that I want. So I wouldn't want you guys to miss anything. So get those notifications. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me today, guys. I love you so freaking much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.